Today, we're going to talk a little bit about relationships. Oftentimes, I find that when I have a question, I really already have the answer. And I feel that if you have a desire to have a mate and you have a desire to have a family and you have a desire to have a wonderful relationship, then you should have everything that you desire. So one of the first things that we all have to do when we are seeking a mate is to examine ourselves first and do a little self-discovery and figure out what went on in all of your relationships, and look at your situation from a victor's stance versus from a victim stance. Often when we are hurt in a relationship, we want to do the blaming thing and we want to say, oh, he did this, she did that, she's this, she's that, this person's a bad person. We want to just blame and point fingers at the other person instead of looking at ourselves in the mirror and addressing our own issues, our own responsibility in the scenario. Look at your situation from a stance of a victor versus a victim. And I don't care what happened, you were victorious in some part of that relationship. And in addition, as you examine your past relationships, you want to look at what was actually good about it. Because if you stayed in a relationship for however long you stayed in the relationship, there must have been some good things that you got from that situation for you to have stayed in the situation. So look at what good you experienced from the situation. Look at what you were grateful for in the situation. Third thing that you should do if you're really looking for your mate and wanting to have what it is that you desire in a relationship in this lifetime is you should create a story about you and your mate, and write it down. I usually suggest you write it down and write down that perfect picture of you and your mate. One of the fourth thing that I want you to do, and you might even do it before you do the third thing, which is write your story, is list 50 qualities that you desire in a mate. 50 things that you definitely want. And one thing that I have to say about this list, when you create it, do not create it in the negative. You want to always create what it is that you desire, speaking in the positive. So just keep a running list by you at all times, because in the middle of the night you're going to think of a quality and you want to put that quality on your list of things that you desire in your mate.